Yo, what is going on, Warriors? Hope we're all good. So, thank you for joining me on the Rapid Fix video. I'm dead excited to get this underway and really change the game for you guys and get you moving again with your goals and get, more importantly, just check in to see how everything's going. Because let's face it, we all want to be sort of on an all-time high. We want to be positive, and we always want to be moving forward with our goals. But the reality is, there's always something in our way. There's always something that comes up that stops us dead in our tracks. So hopefully after this video today, you're going to feel, well, we're going to keep you moving forward. We're going to make you a green. And what I mean by green is introducing you to the traffic light system, which is my new check-in system, by the way, which some of you have already been told about, some of you haven't. But it's going to make you guys go from feeling unstuck, unclear with your goals to help me feel sort of more confident and clearer with knowing what you need to do and work on. And more importantly, know what to implement with your own goals. So let's get stuck in. So first things first, rapid fix. The whole purpose of the video today is to just break down how this whole process is going to work. How it can get you moving from being like unstuck, unclear to feeling more clearer and confident and knowing what you need to do. Okay. So after this video, you're going to sort of know when the check-in dates are, how the traffic light system works, and more importantly, how I'm going to respond to your reply and get you moving in the right direction with your goals. So, but first, let's look at the problem. Okay. Now the problem is that most of you watching this right now see me on a one-to-one basis or on a group basis or online, and you know it's all great that we cover a lot of stuff in our session. We get us moving. Some of you seeing some great wins, but what happens is when we go away from the gym, it's the other 23 hours in our day that we're left with that just gets us stuck. Okay, we come stuck and we come a little bit, immobile and knowing what we need to do and where to go. And most of you probably end up a little bit frustrated as well. Frustrated because you seem to be progressing in the gym, but there's other areas that in your life and in your routine that aren't really going anywhere. Like you've hit a plateau with your weight loss goals or your strength or whatever you set yourself at the beginning of your training with me. So the whole purpose of this is to basically get us from feeling, what I just mentioned, stuck and frustrated to accelerating. Keep us moving forward. Foot on the gas pedal the whole time, Because ultimately, guys, what we want, right, is results. And it's exactly why I've developed this rapid fix check-in process into my business. And I cannot wait to share this with you guys. So make sure you got pen and paper ready as this is going to become some useful gems to your whole routine and your whole service with me as a trainer and coach. So let's get stuck in. Hey guys, so let's get stuck into the meat and potatoes of this whole rapid fix process and how it's going to benefit you. Now, first things first, when we have a problem, we're going to first establish where are we in our sort of our traffic light system. So when we come to a bump in the road or come to a stop, it's usually because we come to a set of traffic lights, especially if you live in Cambridge. Now, when you reach those traffic lights, you're either going to be one of the following. Now, this little PNG will be available in the emails that you will all get from me and ready to download, but always refer to it before you have any problems, okay? Now, ideally, like I said at the start, we want to be a green. We want to be progressing and moving forward, okay? But some of you might be a red or an orange, or some of you might even be a green right now. So I'm just going to talk you through them and see which one you are. So first things first, so obviously red. Red is if you're completely stuck. If you're someone who has hit a plateau, no longer seeing results, you're not progressing, then you need help. You need to become unstuck. So then that's when you follow the rapid fix, which I'll get onto in just a second. If you're an orange, it means that you're probably okay and you're still seeing results and sort of progressing, but you may need my help, okay? Then you definitely need the rapid fix. But if you're a green, then you don't need the rapid fix, okay? Now, there's going to be a couple of you out there who are complete beginners, and there's some of you who are complete intermediates. Now, if you're a beginner, I want you to check in with me every single week, okay? But if you're an intermediate and you've been with me for quite a long time, then you're probably going to check in with me every other week. Now, this is on a Tuesday, guys. So you would follow this system on every Tuesday without fail, okay? I will respond the next day, and I'll probably respond in our sessions as well if I need to go over any touch points, but it's usually that date. So please save that date and don't miss it. So what do we do if I'm a red or an orange Joe? Well, we go down the rapid fix approach. Now, you will receive this from me as your coach as a response, okay? So as you can see here, it's an awesome document I designed that it's just segmented into different ways and different action points, which I'm going to go through now, okay? So this is why I'm sort of sharing my screen. So you'll all get a copy of this individually because you're all individual and have different needs, especially if you're doing the group training program myself as well. It's important that you get your questions answered too, so we can help you move in the right direction. So first point of call. Now, I'm just going to give you an example of a problem that we had today, okay? So first things first, client, let's call client X. Client X came to me today and said, Joe, I've stumbled with my weight loss goals. I'm no longer losing weight. Help me. He's a red. This guy was a red, okay? So what we look at first is actually look at the wins. So we celebrate our success. So anything that you thought you've done well or perhaps improved on this week, that's what we note down. So for him, we've actually improved his step count. So we're actually celebrating that a little bit, okay? Because we all know how it is. We get caught up and we're frustrated, but we tend to forget the smaller things that have helped us progress the most. So that's what we celebrate the most, especially on the Warrior Project. We celebrate smaller wins because they help clearly lead to the bigger challenges and goals laid down the line, okay? Now, the next tab is looking at the focus. So obviously, I'll be sort of writing this down in here. So you'll all be getting this. So increased step count, as you can see. And then the next thing is we sort of have a long list. I might have 1 or 2 or 3 big points. But we then move on to the focus. So what do you think has challenged you this week, okay? So obviously, we want to sort of look at the things that have held us back the most and where we failed to implement, because implementation is key. Because if we're not implementing, guys, then we will fail to get results. So it might be that client X hasn't implemented and has had a lack of sleep, which some of you may have had this week. So what are the prescriptions that we're going to advise client X? Well, to be honest, the prescription that we're going to do is going to go through like 3 core principles. So for this client, we actually sort of said, right, well, look, we know that we need to implement. So 1 is start implementing what I tell you. Number 2 is increase the quality of your sleep. And how we're going to do that is basically sort of get to bed 30 minutes before. Okay, so we've looked at the wins, we looked at the focus points, and we looked at the prescriptions. So now we're going to look at the resources and tools of training. Now, I'm actually planning something that's so exciting that I'm really looking forward to drop later in the line, which will be a massive PDF document for you guys. So it'll have anything on like nutrition, training, mindset tips on there. So you can always refer to that if you need something answering and I can't get to it. So, but you know me, I love getting back to you and answering your questions. But resources and tools is sort of any sort of website links. So I actually said, look into a magnesium supplement. And having that before bed. So that's the prescription and the advice that I gave him, and I've just given the resource tool on knowing exactly what he needs to do. So I might give you guys a link, I might give you guys a tool, anything to help get you moving forward, to get you unstuck, okay? So as you can see now, we have down below the 3 goals. So 3 wins between now and our next intensive, so next meetup, so next session, and next check-in as well. So this relates to sessions and check-in, okay? So obviously I want him to move forward with everything. So 1, I said to him to don't be afraid to ask for help. That's one thing. Ask for help when you need it. The second goal I said about was, don't be afraid to drop me a message in. Don't be afraid to drop me a message more often. Okay, and then lastly, goal number 3 was actually for him, improve the quality of sleep by getting to bed 30 minutes before and removing blue light. So from stuff like phones, so the iPhone, the TV, that sort of thing. So I've given him sort of celebrate the win, focused on the things that are challenging you the most. Because when you guys, as you know, since you coach with me, when you begin to realize that it's like a weight lifted off your shoulders in a way, and it can help you get moving forward. And this is why I'm like I said to you at the start of this, I'm so excited to show you it, because it's going to help you guys a lot. Now, it might be very small, short snippets. Sometimes I might write a whole list down here, but the idea is to keep you moving forward. And obviously, we can refer back to this if we haven't implemented. Okay, so we'd only use this system if we're red or an orange. Ideally, we want you to be in the orange or green zone, okay? Now, the second part to the Rapid Fix and the check-in process is, if you guys are on TrueCoach, I expect you to update your key progress markers weekly. So if you look in your app, there's always it's like 6 key markers that we sort of look at. 5. So adherence, body weight, mood, sleep, and step count. These are really important, guys. I really want you to track these, because we can always fall back onto this, because then I'll always sort of like say, hey, you've been tracking this, you've been tracking that. So like, it's a bit of accountability from your end. Okay, now if you guys are on like weight loss goals and muscle building goals, or just generally want to sort of find out more accountability in terms of like tracking weight and stuff and measurements, don't worry, I can track that when you see me in your session, so don't worry. But if you're an online client, then I expect you to be tracking your body composition results yourself. Now, this would be sort of a little bit more in detail in the welcome guides that you've all received. If you haven't, just send me a message. But this is the approach we're now going to be following, guys, is the Rapid Fix. Okay. Now, some of you have been still using the check-in forms. I still want you guys to do that as well, just for now. But moving forward, this is the approach that we're going to be using, the Rapid Fix. So helping us getting forward, keep us moving, because this whole process will be available in the form. Okay, so what I've just done here is going to give you a PDF version, just to make your life a lot easier. So this is what you'll receive from me, but you guys will be filling this in a Google form. Okay, so most of you have been sort of used to this. This is all going to be changed. Okay, and implemented into the Rapid Fix. Okay, so this will be sort of a Google form. So I'm dead excited to send that to you guys. Now, that being said, I'll always end off our rapid check-in process with 3 key questions. Okay, you ready? Do you know what to do? Can you do it? And when will you start? That is it. That's what we'll end off on. So just to recap, do you know what to do? Can you do it? And when will you start? Okay, that's all we need to end off on. Because the follow-up is basically me asking you if you have started implementing the goals and wins that we sort of talked about. Okay, so if you have any more problems achieving these goals, then I want you to be able to get back to me if you're able to, and if you're able to achieve them. Okay, there is no need to get back to me if I feel that you've taken action and you've achieved what you set out. Are we clear? Great. So I hope this whole process has helped, and I'm so excited to hear the response in this. I've already sort of spoken with a few of you, and you've been dead excited to start implementing this. And I hope you can jump on board with it, because it's going to be a complete game changer. to the whole business, as you know, because like I said at the start, it's not what we do in the hour of our day in a training session. It's the 23 hours of that rest of that day that make up our program and our choices. So I want to make sure that you guys are, one, crystal clear on what you need to do, and are like ultra on it with this whole check-in process. Because, you know, if you give me 110%, I'll give you 110% back. You know how I work. So I'm dead excited. So please hit me up an email if you found this very useful and are looking forward to implementing this, because I know there's a few of you out there who are dead excited and are winning right now, and this is going to be a complete game changer for you, just to add that extra accountability. And there's some of you out there who are actually quite red, who need to, you know, follow this process to help us keep moving forward. Okay, so I'm dead excited to launch this, guys, and this will be sort of available next Tuesday, so the following Tuesday after you've seen this. So, yeah, all the best, guys, and speak.